So what's that?
It's a button.
Some sort of switch.
It's a ring bell.
Yeah, it's a doorbell.
Okay, sure.
Ding dong.
How does a doorbell work? You push the button, and what happens?
Oh, ding dong.
Where does the magic happen?
Oh, that's a good question.
And then what happens?
And then a bell goes. Ding, ding. How, I don't know, but
No?
that's what happens.
And then when you hear the sound, what happens?
So somebody's going to open the door.
There you go, exactly. Okay. How does a doorbell work?
Flux capacitor.
Okay.
I do not know.
You don't know.
Press the button and somehow magically it rings.
There's clearly something happening here. So, why don't we take a moment and deconstruct the doorbell? Because there's some cool science inside there. It's simple, but cool. I just so happen to have a doorbell here. Okay? What does that tell you?
It's a complicated thing.
Yeah, it tells you a complicated thing. It's not that complicated, but if we put some wires onto it, let's see if we can get this thing to go. We'll put a wire there, wire a bell in, put that on like that. So what we've got a circuit. We've got electricity, and what's that thing right there?
The doorbell?
That's the bell part right there, okay? Yeah. And when you push the button, you just close a contact. So can you just push the button for us? Ooh, it worked. Okay, and we've got three things here. Okay, we've got electricity in the battery. Okay.
Oh,
What else do you?
vibration.
Okay, you've got a gong there, right? You've got something to ring, right? Something is clearly making that vibrate.
Right.
I think we better flip it over and have a quick look. Jeremy, you want to
Copper
take there's coil of copper wire. What do you see there?
This is moving.
You see anything happening there?
No.
You don't see.
Vibration.
Yeah, you don't see it because it happens very, very quickly. But there's a metal bar inside there. Let's do a couple of experiments and see if we can figure out what's going on in there. Okay, you recognize this thing here. This device here is called an electromagnet. It's got coils of wires.
Right.
We saw coils of wires in our bell,
Very
right?
similar.
Okay. So I said it's an electromagnet. Is it magnetic?
No.
No. That's because we're missing the electro part.
Right.
So let's wire this up to our battery. One side to that side, one side to that side. Okay, Moses, can you bring those paper clips back in and just stick them there and see? Ooh. Ooh.
There you go.
All of a sudden it's magnetic. Imagine that. I take the power off, the magnets, the paper clips fall away. No longer magnetic. When you run electricity through a coil, like this, you set up a magnetic field. And that magnetic field magnetizes the metal inside it. Okay, and that's how an electromagnet works. This is an electromagnet, and this little handmade job over here is a solenoid. Okay? But there's a really important difference. What do they have in common?
Coils.
Coil, but how are they different?
Well, this one didn't have metal core.
No. Metal.
Metal.
All right, okay. This one's got metal in the coil.
Right.
What does this one have in the coil?
Paper.
Cardboard.
And what else?
Air.
Air. It's got a hole. It's hollow, right? And I'm going to show you now what a solenoid does. The solenoids are kind of magic. They're really cool. Once you power up there, bring this back down here. And if you push the switch, what happens?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing, because we're missing something very important. And that something very important is
Metal.
metal. Let's see what happens if we now fill up the hollow core with a piece of metal. Okay, let's put it there. Now I want you to watch carefully. On the count of three, I want you to push the button. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, cool.
That is a working solenoid. In the electromagnet, the metal core is fixed. In a solenoid, you set up the hollow core and it draws the metal into it. And all of a sudden, we've got a moving metal bar. And what can we do with a moving metal bar?
Hit a piece of metal and make it ring.
Bingo! I just so happen to have my little chime here. Let's see if we can put all these things together. Are you ready for our homemade doorbell here? 1, 2, 3. We did it!
Wow.
Complicated just for a bell.
So to wrap it all up, pop quiz. Who wants to tell me how a doorbell works?
You have an electric current set up that creates a magnetic field in a solenoid. The solenoid draws in a metal bar, which then hits the bell, creating a sound which we now know as a doorbell sound.
Oh man! Oh, that was amazing. So we've got a doorbell. We've got solenoids. You find solenoids all over the place. Whenever you want to close a valve or something like that, that's something you use. But that's how your doorbell goes. That's where the bing bong comes from.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Who's there?
Good one.
Jack.
Jack, no.